Happy Friday. We got an 11 game slate today coming off an easy money line parlay winner. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven, and we are here for some Friday NBA basketball. That's right, baby. Like I said, we got 11 games today, so it's going to be a nice full day of basketball. We're almost full, at least. Um, guys, the money line parlay. Holy crap. When I say easy, I mean the opposite. That was freaking stressful. I might be too tired and stressed out to even do this video, honestly. That was the Bucks at the end had to go on a huge run to win the game. The Lakers almost blew it and then came back and LeBron took over with AD. I am just like I was stressing out. I was literally freaking out because it was wild. But a win is a win. We will take it. It was a 1-0 day and we freaking needed it. That's for sure. What are the chances, by the way, that AD watched my video yesterday, calling him out because he just imposed his will and he played like the guy he should be playing like. Honestly, just taking over, taking advantage of the small Suns team down low. LeBron just went downhill, and you don't want to step in front of the train that comes down when it's LeBron. I mean, he just was awesome. That was fun to see. He is also the oldest man in the NBA. Have I mentioned that yet? It's unbelievable what he's doing. But just a reminder, research help is coming. Probably next week is when we'll get that started. We'll find some different segments and help you guys out with our best bets. But today, I love the slate today. I got 4 best bets for you. I might even add one more tomorrow, but I like it. And just like baseball, we are going to be doing some Friday parlays. That won't be this week, but we will start it up next week. So that'll be some fun. And other than that, guys, I'm ready to go. I am jacked up for this slate. I like these 4 bets. It's got to be a 4-0 sweep. I mean, what else could it be, honestly? But hit that like button, guys. Help this channel grow. We are very, 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 very close to 7,000 subscribers. Thanks to you guys. So let's keep it rolling. And reminder, the NFL Week 8 best bets video is out now. Already started out 1-0 with that Gabe Davis easy cash in the first half. NFL player props video will be out late Friday night, early Saturday morning for Week 8. So that's what we got going. Now, let's check out the bets recap. There it is. One bet, one winner, and one old, stressed out man. That's me, baby. Bucks. Holy cow. They had control of the game, and then all of a sudden the Sixers came back. Kelly Oubre and Tyrese Maxey kind of took over. Oubre had a huge game for the Sixers, kind of out of nowhere, but he can't score. He averaged like 20 a game last year for the Hornets. So nice pickup for them. He helped them offensively without James Harden, but the Bucks came through. Lillard had the best debut game in Bucks history, kind of like Porzingis did in Celtics history. But man, he was huge in that game. Giannis came through. They luckily came through with the winner. And the Lakers, they looked bad almost all night. They still got some things to work out, that's for sure. They don't look like a cohesive team yet, but they did look better in game one. And they luckily only had to face Durant. Durant is unbelievable. He is one of the best scorers of all time. In fact, he just overtook Hakeem Olajuwon as the 12th highest scoring player in NBA history. So that was a fun game to watch. Both of them were. So that was exciting basketball, and we got a winner. So there we go. Moneyline parlays 2-0. We stay hot with those all the way from last year. Overall record still digging out of the hole. 2-5, down 3.25 units thanks to those freaking player props. And don't you worry, we have another moneyline parlay today. But let's get into it. And it starts with bet number 1. All right, this first one takes us out to Dallas, Texas. We got the Mavericks hosting the Brooklyn Nets. Mavericks -6, over under 228.5. My bet in this game, guys, I'm mad I didn't do it in the first game he played, but here we go. Ben Simmons over 12.5 rebounds plus assists at -130 on DraftKings. This is at 13.5 on FanDuel, at close to -110, -115. I like it there too. Do whatever one you like. But man, oh man, this guy, he is a rebound and assist machine. In game number 1, he had 19. That's right, 10 rebounds, 9 assists in the first game in only 22 minutes. That's right, only 22 minutes. He can't score to save his life, like at all. He doesn't even know what hand he's shooting with right now. But that's kind of baked in. The minutes and all that is kind of baked into the line, I think, and that's why it's low. But he doesn't need a lot of time to get rebounds and assists. He's a point guard that can play power forward. He's a big body. For the first time in a while, though, he seems to be healthy and in a good headspace. I saw in the preseason, I heard some interviews with him, and that's what made me almost take him in the first game. But he's determined to be an all-star. He's determined to put everything behind him, get healthy, and just be the Ben Simmons of old. Hopefully, he can pick up the scoring a little bit. But I think he has a chance to get a double-double. Like I said, he was 1 assist shy of a double-double last time. I don't need a double double. I only need 13 rebounds and assists, which is way too low for this guy. This line is going to be higher as the year goes on. As long as he's playing, 20, 25 minutes. I mean, if he gets close to 30 minutes, this should be an easy one for him. But he's going up against the Mavericks, bottom 10 defense, in my opinion, overall. And you saw it in the first game. They gave up 119 points to the Spurs. That just shows defensively they're not good. Obviously, we don't care about points because that's not what we're doing. But I think Ben Simmons is going to be able to find open shooters everywhere and hit some guys for some assists. And Mavericks aren't a huge team, so I think he'll be able to get some rebounds in this game. So give me Ben Simmons. I think, honestly, he's going to get 15 plus RAs in this one, but I just need 13. So Simmons over 12.5 is my first best bet. And let's move on to the money line parlay. All right, here we go. We start out with the Celtics hosting the Miami Heat. Celtics minus 7.5, over under of 217.5. We know where I'm going with this one. The first leg of the money line parlay is the Boston Celtics. We are running it back with them. They made it sweat it out in their win versus the Knicks in game one of the season. Porzingis and Tatum carried them. Jaylen Brown looked bad. I mean, he'll look better later on or as the season goes on, but that first game was ugly. They're facing the Heat at home here. The Heat, I think, just suck. We talked about in the preview videos. I don't think they're a good team, guys. Other than that magical playoff run they had last year, they weren't very good. They were a below average team. They barely snuck into the play in tournament to the playoffs. And they lost depth, like we talked about. Max Strus gone. Gabe Vincent, just watched him play for the Lakers. He is gone. They held on to win their first game at home versus the Pistons by 1 point. This is not a very good team. They're not always interested, especially Jimmy Butler, when it's early in the season or any time during the season. It's usually only playoff time. But Celtics, they won in New York in a close game, like we talked about. Porzingis had the best debut in Celtics history. Tatum had a great game. It was a pretty fun game to watch. But I just think they're even better than what they showed in New York, to be honest with you. They have the potential. When Porzingis, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum are both playing well offensively, this team cannot be stopped. I'm gonna be honest. And Drew Holiday didn't even have that great of a game offensively. He did a lot of little things well, played defense. He really did help the team out, but he didn't even have his best game offensively either. So I just think this is a huge mismatch for the Celtics. The Heat cannot keep up with this team offensively. It's in Boston. It's their home opener. The crowd's going to be going crazy. Give me the Celtics on the money line as the first leg of the parlay. Let's see what that second leg is. All right, here we go. The second game takes us out to Utah. We got the Jazz hosting the LA Clippers. Clippers minus 3.5, over under of 230.5. I am taking the LA Clippers as my second leg of the parlay. Take the Clippers, take the Celtics. You get plus 119 for this money line parlay. Let's see if we can move to 3-0. Clippers coming off an easy win in Portland, which will be said a lot this year because Portland's not very good. But breaking news, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are scheduled to play in their second game in a row together. Shocking. I know. Nobody's going to be resting or anything. There's no game yesterday. There's no game tomorrow, the day after. So they're going to be playing. But this one's obviously a little more risky. You're going to have one that's a little risky on these money line parlays. But Clippers are by far the better team in this matchup. The Jazz did not look good in game one. I'll say that against the Kings. De'Aaron Fox struggled, and they still won pretty easily in Utah. Clippers are a solid team if and only if their stars are playing. Obviously, we've seen them play without George or Kawhi, and it wasn't that pretty. But like I said, it's not a back-to-back or anything. It's early in the season. Kawhi and George will just be way too much for this Jazz team to handle. I think the only way that Utah Jazz stay in it is if Lauri Markkanen absolutely dominates, but George and Leonard have the ability to slow him down also. Walker Kessler for the Jazz, their big center. He was neutralized in game one on defense. They were bringing him out because he had to get out to the perimeter. He is a force down low, but I don't think he's enough to go with these guys. Jordan Clarkson, Lauri Markkanen, they're good players. They got to get hot. It is in Utah. Utah has played well at home. Game one, they looked awful. The Clippers are just too much. This Clippers team is considered a title contender when everyone's healthy. I don't know if I'd go that far with them, but I like the Clippers to just overmatch them. I think the odds are great. They're only 3.5 point favorites against the Jazz. It just seems too low, which means the money line is too low. So give me the Clippers. Give me the Celtics, both on the money line for a little parlay at plus 119. And let's move on to bet number 3. All right, this next one is a player prop. We go out to Charlotte, North Carolina. We got the Hornets minus 4, over under of 225.5. This guy had a great first game, and I'm riding it because this line is too low. We are taking Jalen Duran of the Detroit Pistons over 22.5 points plus rebounds. Now, points plus rebounds. You can take the whole PRA line, hoping he gets a few assists also. That's fine. I'm just going to take the points and rebounds. Minus 120 on DraftKings. Duran, he's in his second year in the NBA, and he's only 19 years old. It's unbelievable how young he is. He had a great game versus the Heat. He scored 17 points and had 14 rebounds for 31 RAs, just obliterating this. As you can tell, he had an easy double double in that one too. So I like to see that he was playing 31 minutes, and this matchup is much easier against the Hornets. He is facing a team in the Hornets who gave up the most rebounds to centers in the league last year, gave up the second most points to centers in the league last year, and they gave up 15 points and 13 rebounds in game number one to Clint Capella for 28 RA or PRs. Don't get that confused. PRs, points plus rebounds. All signs point to Durant going over this, guys. If you want to sprinkle some on his double double, I don't mind that either. But I think he can get this a few different ways. If he only wants to score 10 points, I think he can get 14 rebounds, 13 rebounds, whatever it takes that he needs. But I wouldn't be surprised at another double double for him and for him to easily go over this 22.5 number. So that's my third bet. Let's move on to the fourth and final bet. All right, we got a player prop parlay for bet number four. I'm getting kind of weird. It's just getting weird. So let's get a winner. KCP, Contavious Caldwell Pope of the Nuggets, 1+ steal, and Victor Wembanyama. That's right. This the number one pick overall, 15 plus points for the Spurs at minus 125 on DraftKings. Now, KCP 1+ steal. Let's talk that real quick. He's used to just reduce the juice. So Wemby's points line is at 17.5. I want to take it down to 15, and I added KCP 1 steal, and you'll know why now. KCP 1+ steal in 19 of his last 21 regular season games last year. 19 of 21. He's unreal. And 1+ steal in 15 of his last 20 or of his 20 playoff games last year too. So, I mean, you're talking the last 41 games. He has 34 steals last year, and then he averaged 1.5 steals per game last season. He's played 36 minutes. He's playing big minutes, and in the first game this year, he already had 3 steals. This guy knows how to play defense, knows how to get a steal. All we need is one. His line is 1.5. I did an alternate steal line on DraftKings and took the one. Now, the main part of this Wemby, 15 plus points. If you watched him play, he didn't play a ton. He was called for some, let's face it, some ticky tack reach in calls. I think he learned a little bit on game one. He realizes he's got to stay on the court. He's going to play more minutes. But I think he goes over 17.5. I think he can score 20 points here in this game. But like I said, foul trouble limited him to only 23 minutes, and he still scored 15 points. This guy can score inside. He can hit threes. He is 7'4", and he looks like he's 10 feet, 10 inches. It's unbelievable. He's got the first game rookie jitters out of him. I think against a bad defense of the Houston Rockets, I think he has a great game here, great bounce back game, plays closer to 25 to 30 minutes, and should easily get 15 plus points. So give me KCP 1+ steal, Wemby 15 plus points at minus 125 on DraftKings. Those are my four best bets for this Friday slate. Let's check out the bets recap. There it is. We got four bets, starting with Ben Simmons over 12.5 rebounds and assists at minus 130 on DraftKings. Then the Celtics Clippers moneyline parlay. Can they keep the streak going for moneyline parlays? That's at plus 119. And then Jalen Durant of the Pistons over 22.5 points plus rebounds. I also like the PRA line if that's all you can get. Or you can take rebounds by itself also. The fourth one, KCP 1+ steal and Wemby 15 plus points at minus 125. That's what we got, guys. I'm excited for the slate. I think we get back on track here, although we did go 1-0 yesterday. It's kind of back on track, but long season. It's going to be a fun one. Thank you guys for the support. I appreciate it. Make sure to hit that like button. Leave a comment below with your best bets. Any added plays will be in the pinned comments. The player prop video coming late Friday night. NFL Week 8 best bets video already out. It is a busy time in sports, and I love it. So thanks again for watching. We'll talk to you soon.